Hello and welcome to our blog show, Real Estate 101, where we talk about important questions that our viewers have about real estate. I'm Catherine Knightsby.
I'm Daniel Salino.
Please subscribe to our channel. This is Knightsby's Homes. So today our topic is the title company's role in the transaction or in the escrow period. So what is our first question, Daniel?
Well, Catherine, my first question for you is, what role does the title company play in our transactions?
Oh, great question. So the role that they play is the financial role. They are the third party holder of valuable items. So they hold all the valuable items such as the deed to the property, the deposits, and they create the preliminary report to make sure that the liens are cleared and so that all parties get a clear title. And they also give us a title insurance policy.
Okay, I could find that very comforting because it helps secure my confidence in the transaction that we'll get what we need from both sides. For example, if I'm representing the buyer, it makes sure that the seller is doing their job, the things that they have to do, disclosing things, making sure that their job is done on their side. So if we were to buy the property and get the deed, it just feels good to know that we have the title company there. There's a third party that holds the deed, make sure both parties gets things done.
I would feel that way, definitely. I have had a lot of people ask me, well, when I send in my earnest money, where am I sending it to? Like they always ask that. Everybody asks that. So we're asking people to send up to 3% of the purchase price, which could be, $17,000 or something, And they don't want to think that, people don't want to think that they're sending that to the seller directly and that the seller would have the check and the seller could keep the check. Exactly. No, that's not what happens. They send it to the escrow holder, the third party title company, and they keep it there. And then if the deal cancels, contractually, it gets sent back to the buyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that to me is why I find it very comforting to have the third party company.
Me too.
Well, for my next question I would like to ask you is, what characteristics specifically do you look for in a title company?
Well, generally speaking, I want somebody who's nationally known. I want a big name company who has a great reputation. Sometimes we do have to switch away to smaller companies to do different kinds of deals. Like we almost switched to, we have a hard money deal that fell apart yesterday with our title company. And we were thinking about going to Orange Coast Title or a title company in Los Angeles. I've experienced that they can sometimes do it differently. They have split title and escrow. Title holds one, escrow holds another. Sometimes we have to just shift away from a larger company to do a more boutique kind of a deal if there's some other aspects to it, because the larger companies don't insure for that.
Yeah, for example, mobile homes. If you're purchasing mobile homes with us, one of the title company we use is Tony's Escrow. That's right. Because they specialize specifically in those kind of transactions.
Right, very knowledgeable, been in the business many, many years. Tony here in town, and she brought a lot of comfort and knowledge in that transaction because that's her specialty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, I also feel, characteristics such as answering the phone, communication is very important, because this is a third-party company, but they are still, or third-party party to the transaction, but they are still important to
integral,
something like that. I know the word you mean.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not sure what it is myself, but I feel as if they're very important to our transaction. So if they weren't able to communicate at a time that we need them to, then that could be a problem for not only our side, buyer seller side, but the opposite.
Yeah, we've run into a lot of that during the pandemic, haven't we? I mean, title company the whole office got coronavirus, and then specifically one other person got coronavirus, and You know, the pandemic has made it weirder and harder to talk and stay. We've been very lucky we haven't been ill in the last over a year, but it has made it more difficult. So the transparency. Also, title companies have done a lot of farming, labels. Back in the day, they used to make cookies for us and do these things, but those aren't very important to our clients.
That is true.
So we need to think about clients first and what serves clients best.
And that's in the end choosing a company that fits for the transaction.
That's right.
And that fits the client's needs.
That's right. And that also the title company should never argue with the clients. They should always have great customer service towards the clients. They should never be combative with the clients, just like the clients expect us not to be combative. If there's a problem, we need to get to the bottom of the problem and find out the solutions of the problem. You don't need to, have scuff-ups with people and conflict and argue with people. They don't expect that from us, and it doesn't work for us to continue these beautiful ongoing relationships that we hope to continue to grow and stay in.
Definitely. In the end, the bottom line is Catherine and I want to help our clients as best as we can. Our business is built upon morals and ethics, and our fiduciary duty is what we hold most important to our hearts.
I love that, Daniel. You really got that right. So thank you for joining us on this episode regarding title companies. It's not something that the public really thinks about, but as soon as they go to buy or sell real estate, it's the first thing that comes up because it's the first thing that we're involved in the transaction. So thank you for joining us. We hope that you subscribe. We hope that you reach out to us on Facebook and Messenger. Message us if you have any topics that you'd like us to add. We're always looking for great topics. We're always looking for great people to interview on the show too. If you want to be on any of our other shows, we do have an interview show, live guest interview. We'd like to have you on that show. And any closing thoughts?
We have an event coming up soon. We don't want to disclose too much details yet, but just be ready for that.
We do. We're really excited about our upcoming event that we're going to partner with. It's going to be a live event, first time home buyer.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. So we'll talk about that more on our next show. So thank you again for joining us. We hope you have a great week. We hope you guys all stay well, and we'll see you on the next show.
You guys have a great day.
Bye.